The cargo ship Guangrong, which hit and partially destroyed the pier in Marina di Massa, Tuscany, on Tuesday evening, remains stranded off the beach with fuel still inside it. According to Associated Press, rescuers are working to prevent any environmental damage. The ship, sailing under the Cypriot flag and just over 100 meters long, was at anchor in the Marina di Massa roadstead when the force of the sea waves made the anchor plow and dangerously drifted the unit towards the coast, the Italian Coast Guard reported in a statement. The first rescue operation was aimed at rescuing the people on board, added the Coast Guard, who saved the entire crew of the ship consisting of 12 people of various nationalities, mostly Ukrainians. Italian media reported that the Massa Public Prosecutor's Office started an investigation on Wednesday to ascertain that there is no human responsibility behind the shipwreck. The efforts of rescuers and authorities are now focused on emptying the tanks to avoid any environmental disaster. Oil-absorbent towels were thrown into the sea on Thursday to be placed around the ship and absorb any diesel leaks, which have not yet occurred according to the mayor of Massa Carrara Francesco Pergiani. If there was an intense fuel spill, it would be visible, you could smell it, he said, adding that the fact that it is diesel is reassuring because it evaporates easily and if it were to leak it would not be as polluting as other types of fuel. The low visibility conditions do not yet allow for a proper examination of the seabed, explained the mayor, who expects the situation to evolve over the next few days. We expect the situation to evolve in the coming days, giving us a clearer picture, not only of the process of securing the ship and the surrounding environment but, above all, of the timeline for the ship's removal in the near future, he said.
Diciamo, è adagiata di prua ed è più alta invece di poppa, quindi un pochino ondeggia. C'è il carico che naturalmente vedete che pian pianino sta scivolando verso il mare, anche perché si è asciugato nel frattempo, e quindi noi continuiamo a seguire con attenzione questa vicenda. Al momento naturalmente non è possibile dare ulteriori ragguagli perché non è possibile, così ci dicono, scandagliare bene il fondale perché la visibilità è ancora molto ridotta, anche se le condizioni meteo stanno migliorando, quindi ci aspettiamo insomma, che nei prossimi giorni la situazione possa evolvere in modo tale da avere un quadro chiaro non soltanto di quello che sarà la messa in sicurezza della nave, dell'ambiente circostante, ma soprattutto anche capire prossimamente quali saranno le tempistiche di rimozione della nave stessa. Ma allora, io ovviamente mi limito a riferire quanto io apprendo diciamo così, in qualche modo dalle notizie che trapelano anche. Diciamo che se ci fosse una fuoriuscita di carburante intensa, naturalmente sarebbe visibile, si sentirebbe l'odore. Quello che ci viene, le rassicurazioni ci provengono dal fatto che si tratta sicuramente di diesel, quindi di un combustibile molto liquido, che evapora e che anche dovesse fuoriuscire naturalmente non è contaminante come un carburante più a stato solido oppure insomma quasi come catrame o insomma situazioni che comportano addirittura per toglierlo comporterebbero dover scaldare il prodotto stesso. Quindi auspichiamo che al più presto vengano svuotate le 4 cisterne, quelle che sono necessarie, e questa è un'operazione, sembra, quando saranno tutte concesse le autorizzazioni, sembra fattibile, abbastanza bene.
A Russian delegation has arrived in Damascus for the first time since the collapse of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad's regime. Moscow is trying in every way to negotiate the preservation of its 2 military bases in Syria, Khmeimim and Tartus, but to no avail. Bloomberg writes about this, citing sources in Moscow. Military bases in Syria are very important for Russia to maintain its influence in Africa and the Middle East. However, it looks like the Russians will have to say goodbye to them. Negotiations with the new Syrian authorities are at a dead end. Russia's activities in Khmeimim are limited, and 2 transport ships were forced to wait 2 weeks to receive permission to dock at the Tartus naval base to evacuate equipment, the article says. Satellite images have appeared that confirm that the Russians are moving their military equipment from Syria. They are being removed by the Russian Defense Ministry ships Sparta and Sparta II. Turkey, a key ally of the new Syrian authorities, is against Russia's military presence in the country. This fact, as well as the participation of the Russian armed forces in the bombing of Syria, makes it unlikely that Moscow will be able to reach an agreement on this issue. Recall on January the 28th, a Russian delegation headed by Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov arrived in Damascus. The Russians are continuing their attempts to persuade Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which has come to power, to maintain its military presence in Syria. Nothing is working, and this is a colossal geopolitical failure of the Putin regime. Tartus is Russia's only naval hub in the Mediterranean, and Khmeimim is a key supply base for Moscow's operations in many parts of Africa. Russia has used them to reassert influence in the Middle East, lost after the Cold War. Their loss would be a significant strategic setback for Russia, Bloomberg writes. In 2015, Putin entered the Syrian war. He helped the local dictator Bashar al-Assad retain power, receiving from him as a reward the Khmeimim and Tartus bases on a 49-year lease. But less than 10 years later, everything collapsed, along with Assad.